Hello, I'm Stuart Reid. Welcome to this session of the AI testing course. In this session, we'll give a basic introduction to artificial intelligence. From now on, I will normally refer to artificial intelligence simply as AI. For those of you who have familiarity or exposure to AI, some of the material may be familiar to you, depending on your familiarity and exposure to artificial intelligence. The idea is to give you a basic foundation for the rest of the course. On this slide, we can see from the Oxford Dictionary definition that intelligence is about the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. We normally do this to solve problems. We all have this ability, and most people would agree that animals also have this to different extents. For instance, rooks from the corvid bird family, elephants and dolphins. So, what changes when we move to talking about artificial intelligence? Well, not much. The definition of AI says acquire, process and apply, but processing is probably implicit in the first definition. The main difference is the inclusion of the term engineered. The definition of intelligence is normally applied to natural organisms like people and animals, whereas AI-based intelligence forms part of an engineered or manufactured system. Of course, as it says on the slide, we can also use artificial intelligence to refer to the discipline of developing and studying AI-based systems, much like we are doing on this course. A curious phenomenon around AI is known as the AI effect. This effect is concerned with how our perceptions of what is meant by AI have changed over time. One part of this AI effect is that we tend to conflate the ideas of AI and complexity in computer systems. If we were to look back about 50 years, what we today consider to be very simple computer systems were considered to be extremely complex and often viewed as AI. For instance, Freddy and Freddy 2, as shown on the slide, signified state-of-the-art AI in the early and mid-1970s. Freddy was built by researchers at the Department of Machine Intelligence and Perception, which was later the Department of Artificial Intelligence, at the University of Edinburgh. Freddy was one of the earliest robots to integrate vision, manipulation and intelligent systems, using a TV camera, computer-controlled arm and moving table to make simple assemblies, such as the 7-piece toy car shown on the slide. It could separate parts in a pile, recognise the parts using the camera, and then assemble them into the required assembly. However, if what it was assembling changed, it required a day's worth of new programming by the researchers. Would we consider such a system as AI today? Most people probably wouldn't. Another example, this time from about 25 years ago in 1997, is the Deep Blue computer program from IBM, which beat the then world chess champion Garry Kasparov. In its day, this was considered to be AI, but nowadays, because of its brute force approach and lack of self-learning, Deep Blue is considered by many to not be true artificial intelligence. It appears that our understanding of what is meant by AI changes over time, and only brand new and complex technology is labelled as AI, while technology we have come to understand becomes relegated to something less than AI. A non-stop source of ideas on AI, and often misinformation, is fed to us by cinema. Many people are informed on the potential benefits, but mostly pitfalls, of AI through what we see on the screen. On the slide are 3 examples, some or all of which you may be familiar with. Which one do you think is the odd one out? Well, WALL-E at the bottom left is a candidate, as it promotes the view of a friendly AI, looking after the planet, while in many films robots are killing machines. Alternatively, the odd one out could be 2001: A Space Odyssey, as the AI in this film, HAL, is not a physical robot, but instead is confined to the computer core of the spaceship. AI in films is nearly always in the form of a robot, and so able to move around, and it is also normally humanoid in appearance. Although HAL is not a humanoid robot, it is, however, like most AI in cinema, the baddie, as it kills the astronauts it was supposed to care for. The quote on the screen, "I'm sorry, Dave," is spoken by HAL when it locks the astronaut Dave out of the spaceship. Some of you may be interested to look up how HAL got its name. What we can see from all these examples is that the movies are very happy to guess how AI might look in the future, and they mostly seem to think it will come in the form of a humanoid robot that hates humans. We will see later in this section what the experts think of the idea of AI taking over the world. But one thing is clearly wrong with this movie vision of the future. Most AI will not come in the form of humanoid robots, but will be confined to network computers.